Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you the three main strategies that all the top players use in Enlightenment.io. So the three main categories or archetypes of decks in Enlightenment.io are Aggro Decks, Combo Decks, and Stall Decks. The first category of decks are Aggro Decks. The reasoning behind these decks is if the opponent is dead, you don't need any healing or armor. Their goal is to kill you as soon as possible using cards like Biohazard, Chain Blast, and Victory Rush, and are not really focused on energizing. The aggro decks counter combo decks because they can take you out quickly, and combo decks take time to set up combos. Speaking of combo decks, the second category of decks are combo decks. These are kind of the middle ground between aggro and stall decks. There are two types of combo decks in Enlightenment.io. The first type is a bit basic, and all it is you using a lot of energy cards to build up one or two cards and take out the opponent with a couple big hits. But the more fun kind of combo decks are where you combine the properties of two cards to have an insane couple of turns. For some examples, Survival Spec and Resilience, along with anything using Shockwave, are combo decks. Even Armor Strike decks could be considered combo decks, even if the armor is spread across many turns. Combo decks counter stall decks, since no matter how much armor you have, combo decks can deal enough to take you out. So the final category of decks are stall decks. These decks will try to stall the game as long as possible, with defensive and even health cards like Fortification and Armor Catalyzer. They'll even try to drain you of your energy so that you can't make a big move or combo. They do this so they can wait for their energy to build up enough to launch a big attack or draw a card they've been waiting for, like Armor Strike. Stall decks counter aggro decks because if stall decks can get enough momentum, the little 8 to 20 damage attacks aggro decks like to use will barely leave a scratch. Stall decks could kind of just be written off as an extension of combo decks, but they're so popular and important to the game that I felt it necessary to cover them as their own archetype. Plus, combo decks are more focused on getting the attack out as quick as possible. Now, if you're concerned because there are only 3 types of decks in Enlightenment.io, don't be, because there are hundreds of decks you can make under these 3 archetypes. And if that's not enough for you, you can combine the archetypes and make even more decks under these. I'll be going into further detail in each of these archetypes in future videos, so if you want to stay up to date on that, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I release new content. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video or thought it was helpful, and let me know in the comments section which of these decks you are currently using.